Last week, we showed you the 5 things you probably didn't know about Barack Obama. Now we continue our series, 5 Things You Should Know, this time about John McCain. And here with some interesting political tidbits, early show national correspondent Jeff Glor. Good morning.
Harry, good morning to you. So much of John McCain's story is so well known, it was not easy coming up with 5 things. But here's a list we think might surprise you.
I've served our country all my adult life, and I'm prepared for the high office I speak.
Number 5. McCain was not born in any of the 50 United States.
John McCain is the first presidential candidate to be born in, wait for the beat, the Panama Canal Zone.
In fact, McCain lived there almost the whole first year of his life. His father had been stationed there by the Navy, creating an eventual source of controversy.
The Constitution says a president has to be a natural-born citizen.
I think we all feel really good that being assigned to the Panama Canal by the Navy and being born on a military base where you're doing your duty makes you an American citizen.
Number 4. A maverick. Even back in high school, John McCain was nicknamed the Punk.
There was always the cigarette in the corner of his mouth.
A reputation that followed him to the Naval Academy.
John McCain graduated 5 slots from the bottom of the Annapolis class of 1958.
I'd love to meet the other 4. He's obviously a very bright guy. I think his problems at the Naval Academy had to do with his maverick streak more than his intellect.
Number 3. When McCain was shot down in Vietnam, it was not his first, it was not his second, but his 3rd plane crash as a pilot.
I think John represents the spirit of a Navy fighter pilot to the fullest. And I will just end it with that.
Number 2. McCain's North Vietnamese captors called him the Crown Prince.
Who is your father?
His name is Admiral John McCain.
John's dad was in charge of the Pacific.
And the Pacific included the air over Vietnam.
They were going to let him go as a gesture to the United States, and John said basically no.
And the number 1 thing you might not know about John McCain, when he first ran for Congress, he was charged with being a carpetbagger.
John McCain decided to move to the state of Arizona, a state in which he never lived, and run for the U.S. House in 1982. The Republicans running against him shouted, "Carpetbagger, carpetbagger."
And I think he had a pretty good reply. Well, the longest I've stayed anywhere was in Vietnam, and that put it in perspective.
Game, set, and match.
A couple other things we learned about John McCain that did not quite make our list. Senator Graham told us that McCain is an avid bird watcher and a huge fan of Borat. And did you know, Harry, that McCain has a budding acting career? Appearances in both the movie Wedding Crashers and the TV show 24.
Next time Borat comes, we'll let him wrestle with me.
I remember seeing that, actually.
Yeah, last week there was kind of a takeaway about Barack Obama's ambition. What is your sense, your takeaway from the 5 things you didn't know about?
I would say with John McCain, it's a commitment to country, the idea of service. I mean, this is a man who's done everything, been everywhere, all over the world, and still there's this desire. I'm not done yet.
Yeah, there you go.